I need to preface my comments here before any pet parents get defensive. Let me be real clear. This videocast episode is not about disliking dogs. In fact, this videocast is not about disliking any pets at all. This is about understanding, balance, priorities, and alignment in the dating scene after 50. Because where we place the people, the places, and the things in our lives when it comes to our relationships really matter. Now, folks, let me give you an example from a recent encounter I had at the club. Check it out. I was at a club event recently, and I met a woman. We were flirting with each other. We were kicking it. We seemed to have a nice vibe going on. The sister really piqued my interest. We danced a few dances. Then we got off the dance floor and we talked some more. I then decided to go in and take my shot and ask her the phone number. She initially reached for her phone to give me the digits. Then something seemed to shift in her spirit and she pulled her phone back. She then afterwards seemed very hesitant and very trepidatious to give me the phone number. So then I got suspicious. So I said to her, "Hey, what's wrong?" And then I asked her, "Hey, are you single?" And she then said that she is single, but that she really prefers to be single. I was puzzled at this point. I thought we had a real vibe going on. And I said, "Oh, okay, big respect." And I was really puzzled. I thought I had the green light. You should have been there. And to be honest, I felt a little bit rejected at this point. I felt like sister shot me down. But I was curious. Inquiring minds wanted to know. I said, "Thanks for letting me know. But may I ask why? Why do you prefer to be single?" She then said to me, "Gee, no offense. You seem like a great guy. But I just rock with me and my dog." Now, at this point, I thought that this was her way of shutting me down rather gently and rather nicely. But as the conversation continued, she then grabbed her phone and commenced to sitting there with me and scrolling, showing me picture after picture, about 100 pictures from when the dog was a newborn puppy all the way to the present, all the way to a full-grown dog. Everyday pictures. Pictures at the doggy daycare. Vacation pictures. Pictures at the veterinarian. Birthday pictures. Holiday pictures. Pictures at the family cookout. Milestone pictures. I hope you dig the picture here. And I then saw, I was convinced that she was dead serious about just wanting to rock with her and her dog. Phew! Now, I didn't feel so rejected anymore. In fact, my ego could remain intact for the evening. I thanked her for her honesty. And me and this sister, we at least friended each other on social media. She's actually a cool sister. And when I see her post, and she posts, she is really serious about just rocking with her and her dog. In fact, there are so many posts with her and her dog. And what became real clear to me wasn't the love that she had for her dog. Folks, all pet parents love their pets. It wasn't the order of importance regarding this dog in her life. That dog was not part of her life. That dog was her life. Her entire life. She loved that dog like it was her child. Matter of fact, in her eyes, that dog is her child. And that told me something very important and something very deep. I had a great spiritual awakening in that club that night regarding relationships after 50. One thing is, this over 50-year-old dude got no business being in a club, but that's a whole nother video. I digress. Folks, that's a whole nother video. At this season of our lives, I'm going to stay on track. In the third quarter, though, every person, place, and thing has a pecking order in an individual's life, whether they acknowledge it or not, whether they admit it or not, whether they are even conscious of it or not. Every person, place, and thing at this age and stage has an order of priority. Whether it's children, grandchildren, parents, extended family, career, faith, friends, routines, ex-partners, financial obligations, and yes, even dogs. Ooh, wait! Deep! And for the record, this videocast is not just about dogs. This applies to cats and any other pets as well. Folks are serious about their pets these days. It is deep. And the question is not whether those things exist. Folks, these third-party influences simply come with the territory at this age and stage. Some more so than others. The question is, where do you fall on that list as it relates to having healthy romantic relationship with the person? The key word is healthy. My friends, none of these attachments are wrong, but they do establish a pattern as to whether a partner would fit into that person's lifestyle. If the partner would fit into that person's world at all. Dating becomes extremely challenging after 50 because, and if you get nothing else out of this video, I want you to get this. This is grown folks being grown folks with grown folk introspection on this channel. We don't do gender wars. This is not the type of channel I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to build a channel of gender wars. I am talking about men and women doing grown folk introspection, taking grown folk accountability on this here channel. That is the channel I am aiming to build. If you get nothing else out of this third-party influence series that I'm putting together, please get this message. People at this age and stage often want a committed relationship without making any real space for another human being. I'm going to say that one more time. People at this age and stage often want a committed relationship without making any real space for another human being. I didn't say men. I didn't say women. I said people. People at this age and stage often want a committed relationship without making any real space for another human being. If someone's life is already full of third-party influences, that is not a flaw. Because everyone has a right to live how they want to live as an individual. I truly believe in the saying, live and let live. But how does your life work as a couple? When forging a new romantic relationship, we must make the changes and adjustments in regards to our third-party influences to show everyone in our orbit that this new romantic relationship is the priority now. This is a must. And if one or both parties fail to do this work, trust me, I know from experience, I have earned my gray hairs, your relationship will suffer. And now, one party or both parties will be now backed into a corner to make a decision as to whether you want to hang around and constantly be an afterthought in the relationship. Furthermore, if you choose to stay, you cannot claim later on that you are a victim of not being put first in that relationship. Because you are now in the connection with your eyes wide open. You are not a victim, my friend. I repeat, you are not a victim. You, my friend, are now a volunteer. Woo! When you see that a third party is taking precedence over your connection with each other, it is very important to recognize that very early, to sit down with each other and have extensive dialogue in the hopes of finding resolution and a healthy balance so that the third party influence or influences do not become the catalyst to tearing down the entire relationship. And if you cannot come to any type of agreement or resolution, you then need to decide once and for all, is there actually any room here for me to have a healthy relationship with this person? Because, my friends, a relationship cannot thrive when you constantly have to take a back seat in the relationship. You have to decide if you are truly building with someone or just trying to fit into someone's life that was already completely full from the start. You need to decide if there is any room for you. I know from my own experience, the only thing worse than being alone is being with someone and still feeling like you're alone. And I could be alone all by myself. I don't need anyone's help with that. So, continue being the best version of yourself today, and then doing the work to get even better tomorrow. Feel, deal, heal, protect your peace. This is GBIC Relationship University, the Relationship Problems channel, where we find relationship solutions and get better together. Be blessed, everyone.